All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast, the best podcast in the world. No other podcast out there, only us.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna speak into existence. Anyways, we have a very wonderful special guest. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Don. You might know me as the teabagger or the one who got banned for teabagging and getting into controversy.
Nice. So this is the second time we're doing this interview because our video file got corrupted last time.
So we're sorry we had to get you back into this again. I know you want to you just love us so much. You want to do this again.
Oh yeah, no, I actually hacked into your computer and broke everything. So, just
so she can do this again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, for the people who don't know, Riot, you were in a Galorant tournament, and then if you want to go into detail, explaining the whole thing, and then so keep up with everything, because I know a lot of people know this, but just for the people that don't.
Okay, so I was in a tournament by Galorant called VCT Game Changers, and in the Galorant's Discord, there was a member of the community who's claiming that teabagging in the game Valorant is equivalent to real life sexual assault. And I mean, it's ridiculous that you would even consider that as remotely close. And so people were flaming her for it. And she was doubling down, defending her her statement, saying no, it's the same thing. It might actually be worse. And saying that she was traumatized.
That is a statement.
And isn't this all due?
Didn't do anything.
Isn't this all due to some oddly specific circumstance that happened in her life?
Mm-hmm. So she's 31 years old. Apparently, according to her, when she was 12, several boys in the neighborhood literally teabagged her IRL after playing COD. Apparently, that's what happened. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
It seems unlikely, but I don't want to
Do you believe it at all or no?
I don't want to say I don't believe her, because if she is telling the truth, that is god awful. But
yeah,
that also doesn't mean teabagging in the game is equivalent to actually getting teabagged.
Yeah, I feel like teabagging IRL is much worse on both ends.
Definitely.
What kind of person are you? If you
and there's a group of boys, so it's multiple people that ganged up on her.
It's that's fucked up, but there's more wrong with those people that did it.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
It's we're not downplaying it, but it's just the situation where you're oh yeah, I was teabagged when I was 12 IRL. It's just I don't know why, but the thought process of that just I'm trying to imagine it, but it's just I don't know how to say it.
It's hard to understand unless you've experienced it, which I imagine is very few.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a federal crime. Teabagging is not a federal crime or any of that sorts. It's just yes, it's your own trial and your own trauma, but it's just something that I think should not equivalent to the game, because you're not physically getting hurt from it and you're not physically getting it. So it's I don't get it. And
it's ironic considering she's a Valorant player where you literally go find and kill enemies.
Yeah.
So I made the argument in the tweets saying if what you experience IRL is equivalent to what you experience in game and vice versa, wouldn't that mean that shooting someone in a video game is equivalent to murder? If you take something from someone, it's robbery, such as if you steal a gun or skin, whatever. That's robbery technically. You just stole something. And she was no, it's not the same thing because I experienced trauma. I was okay, if people get shot, they experience trauma too, but we don't complain about that in a video game.
Yeah, it's definitely I mean, it's not, of course, teabagging is not SA, shooting on in video game doesn't equivalent to real life. Again, anything happening in video game does not equivalent to what to real life.
It's BM.
It's
BM.
You can literally go to any video game that has a crouching system, you will get teabagged. any video game that has a crouching system. You go to VR, someone's like that happens in VR.
I was literally like an hour ago playing like COD VR, this game Contractors, and I got killed and a guy literally teabagged me.
Yeah,
Not even
and-
kidding. This guy's running around with a throwing knife and he kills me and he teabags me. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's not. It's like you can think about it. It's like you can imagine that person just standing there and just like physically
IRL.
teabagging and in game. So he's doing a double whammy to it. So it's
That's
like
gonna be funny.
it's funny. Yeah.
And
you-
during
do
that
you-
same week, like
Yeah.
in a pro like I think boxing or MMA match, someone like literally like IRL like after
Teabag
they
has
beat up their
transcended
opponent.
beyond gaming
Yeah, so
now.
I found that really funny. Like the time, and no one got mad. Like everyone was laughing because like it was all in like good fun.
yeah.
And the guy literally got teabagged,
Like
You
oh
got
my
your ass
God.
beat in real life and you got teabagged.
and then
That's
you got
crazy.
teabagged. You got shit on in a video game, and then you got teabagged. That's the same thing.
It's just
I'm
it's
trying.
fun.
I'm just trying to think about that, like in an MMA fight, like some guy like doing it. Like that's hilarious.
Yeah. So do you embrace it when someone like brings up it's like, oh, you're the teabagging girl that got
Oh
banned?
yeah, no,
like,
definitely.
like, do you love it when people like bring that up?
Oh yeah, like I've had a few like people recognize me and get like yesterday someone was like, "Are you that Twitter girl?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh wait, are you also that girl who got banned by Rat?" Yeah. So you're the one that started the teabagging? I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
You follow me? He's like, "No." And I was
Plug in
like,
the
you
Twitter.
should, you should.
You just plug in the Twitter.
I was like, "Fuck you! Why don't you follow me?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know."
Whenever
I
you
made
get that,
him go
you should,
follow me.
whenever you get that, you should like IRL do like a quick teabag. Just be like,
I feel like that's how I get banned on Twitch.
Twitch will find a way to ban you. Some way, somehow,
Yeah,
they'll find a way to ban you.
definitely.
how's your Twitch been doing?
It's all right. I've been struggling a bit because of like time in school,
Yeah.
because of work and school. I mean, finding a time for this was also very difficult, like scheduling conflicts, and because I get home after work so late, after being out all day from school and work, I'm like really exhausted. So I try not to stream when I'm like really tired because
Yeah.
it brings like the overall vibe down. So it's been kind of hard to like
fair.
find good times, and I've been falling asleep in class.
Ooh,
So it's like,
that's no bueno.
yeah. The teacher like understands.
Yeah.
Like she'll see me like doing this with my headphones in, and she's like, "Hey, are you okay?" I was like, "Huh? Huh? Oh yeah." And I just get back to work. So it's all good.
That was literally me like last semester in electronics at 8 a.m. Except I was actually just like out. And they would let me sleep the whole time.
What's
think
funny
that-
is that like I understand the
Yeah.
lecture while I'm sleeping. Like I take in the information.
Oh, it's like passive knowledge
You're just, like,
absorbance.
slowly-
Like my
Coming
eyes are
out.
just closed, and
That's
like
kinda
I'm just
sick.
relaxed.
I wish
But like
had
I
that.
still remember like my teacher like what were we talking about? I was like, "Oh, we were talking about like blah blah blah
Yeah.
science." Yeah.
So like, how was like the high school experience like been when you first blew up about that? Like when you did like blow up from the whole teabagging thing, that a lot of people come up to you, be like, "Oh, how do you feel?" Like blah 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 and all that. Like, how was that?
So the day it happened, I got a couple texts from my classmates. They weren't my friends necessarily, just people I know from like grade school. I got a few like Instagram DMs or texts or Snapchats saying like, "Hey, this is you, right?" Because I mean, like my name is kind of like people know my name, and it's kind of simple to just recognize my name. No one really has the name Don, I would say,
Yeah.
especially with my last name and being from Texas, and like as a trans girl, like it's very very circumstantial.
very specific.
like,
Yeah,
you can
very
easily
specific.
pinpoint it.
Yeah, it's not like
Hard to
John
miss.
Smith, white man, 50-year-old John Smith who's like living in Alabama or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, people were like, "So this is you?" And question mark. I was like, "Yeah." So they're like, "Oh, that sucks. I didn't know you played Valorant." I was like,
Yep.
"I'm a loser." And the whole school knows. It's all
Unlucky.
good.
Unlucky.
Yeah, and after that, I didn't really get any like people asking me how it went. People were mostly like saying like it's stupid, you don't deserve it,
Oh, so they were
or
on
they
your
were
side.
just straight up like, yeah, they were on my side. And some of them were like, "Oh, do you want to play sometime?" I was like, no. Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm not carrying your silver ass.
No, silvers are demons. You can't talk to them like that.
Yeah, that's
I get my
true.
ass whooped.
Yeah, then,
And like a few days later, like I go to work, and we were closing that night, and there's a group of guys. They all play Valorant, and they were just like chilling, hanging out. And I was like walking by, cleaning a table, and I hear them talking about someone getting banned for teabagging. So my ears just went like, I was like, huh? I was just like eavesdropping, and then they were like, yeah. And at this time, Moist Critical has put out a video that got over 2 million views. So like more people know about it. And so they were like, yeah, I saw a video from Charlie's channel talking about this. And I was like, oh God, that's okay. So I just like kind of I just kind of like waddled over to the conversation. I was like, oh, what you guys talking about? And they're like, oh, some stupid girl some girl got banned for some stupid reason. And I was like, banned for what? Trying to play it dumb. And they explained the situation to me, and I was like, that's kind of stupid. And then they were like going through the video because they wanted to rewatch it together, and then they saw like the name on the thing, right? And then they're like, wait, this is your name. Wait, you have the same name as this person. And I was like,
did you just
That was,
tell
like,
straight up?
kinda
It's like, yeah, that's
awkward.
me.
Like,
yeah, no, at this point, I was like,
let's
there's no
think
really
about
point in
this.
hiding it. I was like, I did weigh my option. I was like, okay, do I like put my life in danger possibly, or like, I was trying to weigh the pros and cons, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll embrace it. Maybe it'll be easier on me at work and do some of my jobs.
I don't know. It's like, I'll shout you on Twitter if you like clean the dishes. please.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, I have never done the dishes, by the way. Like, I just realized this is off topic, but I've never done the dishes, and I never want to because it is dreadful.
Yeah.
Like, you literally stand
go.
there for hours and just do dishes.
let's go.
But yeah, it was kind of awkward just like standing there and hearing them talking about me. And when I did like tell them it was me, they were like, wait, no way. Like, and then they asked for like proof. So I just showed them like my Twitter and like the posts and whatever. And they're like, oh my God, it is you. And they're kind of like freaking out. And my manager plays Valorant. So he was like,
Bro,
"Hey, what are you
everyone's
guys
playing
doing not
Valorant."
working?" Yeah, no, he's like bronze 2 or something. He walks over to us. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing? You're supposed to be closing. And then everyone was like,
This hurts.
and he's like, what? Wait, no way. I was like, oh, if you want a boost, you can give me a raise and I'll boost you. I was like joking. He was like, oh, wait, actually? I was like, no, dude.
You fucking
You're gonna
serious
lose
right
your
now?
job.
Shit, you better give me a raise. I might think about it.
Yeah.
That's fucking
$1 per
wild.
hour for rank. Yeah.
So you do you ever
yeah.
think about going back into competitive at all, or do you want to strictly go to content creation from now on?
I do love competing. Like, it's very fun. And after playing ranked, okay, so after scrimming and like playing tournaments and then playing ranked, I lost my mind because like it's so different. And then going back to ranked only, like,
Yeah.
I'm just like losing my mind because back then, like, I would make calls and people would listen, and people wouldn't call me a slur when I asked them to smoke this exact spot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's a bit of a situation. I mean, I like competing. I've always been a competitive person, whether it was in game or like IRL. I also came from playing sports, so like I love winning, but I don't have the time anymore to compete. I don't think it'd be very fair for my team if I did, like, because I would only be scrimming for like 3 days max per week, and that's not very fair for my team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as for now, content in school. After I'm done with school, I will have a lot more time to like work and do content, and maybe I'll pug a team. I don't know.
So it's
Depends.
not completely out of the question when it comes to competing.
Yeah, it's definitely like a little fire in my heart that like it's a little ember, and
Yeah.
whenever I have like the time and resources, I will definitely try.
That's good. Maybe when Ennis starts hosting the Inting
Sorry.
Pugs,
Well, we're starting.
we could get you in there.
Funny enough, it's not even NA players. It's people from EU. They want to pug in the podcast list. So they're like, bro, like, it's like, but I'm like, you're going to average like 100 ping. He's like, it's okay. They're fine. So it's like, averaging a pug is like, incredibly hard because I'm like, if you can get an NA account, but you're gonna run on like 150 ping, and you're from like, I don't know, France, it's like, dude, you're gonna have a shitty time. But good luck. So hosting a plug is gonna be interesting. I know, like, do you still follow the esports scene? Speaking of competitive, do you follow like the esports scene like heavily?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been watching all
So-
the matches.
At this point, everyone's like known about the Carlos situation. In
Oh,
your
yeah.
point of view, how do you feel about that, and what's your opinions on it regarding his statements regarding?
Okay.
Sentence.
So, I mean, he took a 8 weeks leave as CEO, right? Which
Yeah.
I saw coming.
G2 quote unquote himself gave him an 8-week suspension.
More like a paid time off. Except
And they
he's not
said
getting paid.
they were gonna restrict his time, like no pay, and he was a 8-week suspension. That's what that
But
statement.
he makes enough money to like live for 8 weeks without pay.
Yeah, I
100%.
think he'll be.
It's like he's
alright.
just enjoying his time off. I feel like the original situation of him hanging out with Andrew Tate, I wouldn't say it's like I'm not a person to tell him like you can't hang out with this person necessarily, because like it's up to him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If he wants to hang out with Andrew Tate, he definitely can. But I did think it's stupid of him as CEO to know that the fact that Andrew Tate is very controversial and is hated and like disliked by the community, and knowing that he literally has a female non-binary team,
Yeah.
because G2 has a Game Changers team.
and they just signed a league team that's all female as well.
Oh wow, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they signed
So
a league
I feel like it was a bit of I feel like it was a bit irresponsible and kind of immature for him to post a video. No problem with him hanging out or talking to Andrew Tate. He can do whatever he wants. It's his life. But as a CEO, your public image does matter a lot, especially for your org. And G2 is already facing a lot of backlash, saying like G2's a sexist org, which I don't believe. I just feel like it was just unfortunate that he posted a video with him.
Yeah, that's just a major oversight on his part.
I feel like, yeah, it's like you're smart enough to understand. Even like Andrew Tate, like minus even the sexist part, he's even like said that gamers are like lazy pieces of shit. It's not a real job. He's like even downplayed video game as a job
yeah,
as well.
it's very bizarre.
Yeah, it's
that
like-
he would be with them. in the
Minus
first
like
place.
even the sex stuff, that's even worse. But like if you just remove all that and just think about what he said about gamers as a whole, it's just like it's enough of a red flag. It's like, dude, like he does not like respect people who are trying to be into the gaming community, even though like there's a lot of money in it and there's a lot of like passion and there's like a lot of bright content creators in it, which like it's just crazy to me where like he didn't see that and he was like it just made no. And the thing is, it wasn't even bad that he posted the video. It was that when he doubled down on it. I don't know if you
yeah.
saw that tweet, but like he doubled down. He's like, no one can police my friendships. That's where I draw the line. And then that's where everyone was like,
Like, okay, relax.
It's like, dude, like you fucked up there. And then they like not even 12 hours later, G2 was like, yeah, they suspended him. So I feel like this is like, it's not even like, or like, oh yeah, he's an owner of the org, but I feel like even as a content creator, like if you're even supporting Andrew Tate as a whole, it's just gonna hurt your image as a whole. So
I feel like there's nothing he could have gained from this situation.
yeah,
I don't know
there's
what he
no
was
gain
expecting.
hanging out from Andrew Tate.
no one's
zero.
gonna be like, yo, Andrew
Yo,
Tate,
that's so
bro.
sick. Andrew Tate, the top G.
Like, he's the
Oh
guy
my
that
God.
like says all that horrible shit about women, right? Yeah, that's so cool.
W Tate,
W Tate, top G2, top G2.
top G too.
But it's just like it makes no sense having him around. It's just like there's no positive gain, and I feel like this is like a huge wake up call. It's like if you associate yourself or like publicly associate yourself someone like Tate, you should just like this is a wake up call to just like stop, at least publicly, at least minimum publicly to not hang out with him or hang out with anybody like him, because this is like a huge wake up call. Because I've never seen the community like this wasn't even like a unanimous like yes. They were like a good portion of them were defending Carlos, which
Oh yeah.
in the sense is like, do you not understand like the image that he holds? He's like one of the biggest figures in esports as a whole.
And
this is
like,
like-
he was known as like a really good person. Like I'm not saying he's a bad person now, but he was like known for being really
Yeah.
cool and like
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah, like,
And
I
the
loved his
fact
shit
that,
posting.
like, Yeah, like I respected him a lot, and seeing this was kind of like shocking to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what goes through people's heads.
Yeah, I feel like he just thought I was like whatever. I'm just going out, hanging out.
He was probably drunk. I'm not even gonna lie. I swear he's drunk when he was.
Yeah, and then he was high. Like he's probably like happy because like his league team made it to Worlds, so he's probably
Yeah.
like mad excited. He's like off of it. He's like, oh, nothing. It's just a video. But I mean, he should still be smart enough about it. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a huge wake up call as well regarding it. So regarding the franchising, have you been keeping up with franchising? What do you think has been going on about it?
I don't really understand. I understand like the concept of it. I don't understand. Okay, so how many slots are there for NA?
So
9 or
NA
something?
gets five as of now.
5. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked right now. They were supposed to get 6 or
So-
7, but now it's down to 5.
So C9, Sentinels, NRG, 100
100
Thieves so far.
Thieves. And then I'm
4.
rumored it's either V1 or EG. That's what's rumored right now. It's one of those. Because G
I would probably
apparently-
say EG.
Yeah, because funny enough, G2 was supposed to be the 5th slot. But because of all this, apparently Riot was like,
Oh, actually, Leviathan
not do that.
might, or Leviathan might take G2 spot, is what I've heard.
they already got announced. They're South America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a South America. It was like Loud, Crew, Leviathan, and like 2 other South American team I forgot, and then North America gets 5. So like they're literally split, both of them. But it's been interesting to see because I know content creation. A lot of content creators try to do like their own like content creation ranked, and then they go into esports. I personally don't understand. I don't know how people balance it because for us, like we're a podcast, we really only mostly talk about esports, and we rarely get into the content. Well, we've had content creators on, like for you, example, you've competed, but you're also a content creator as well. So, how do you think like the esports side and the content creation side can be mixed together, and from your point of view?
Are you talking about for franchising or?
No, just like as a whole. Like, for example, you're a content creator, but you also follow the esports scene. Like, do you think like they go hand in hand, or do you think like it's hard to combine both of them?
I do think they go hand in hand because overall it's like a community thing. I feel like you can make a lot of content out of esports specifically. Like there's shoot, I forgot his name. There's a guy on YouTube who makes like videos about esports teams specifically and like analyzing them, breaking them down. And I watch him like almost every day when I eat breakfast or something during the weekends. Like he does both at the same time. That's literally his content, covering esports. And if you are a Valorant content creator, it does help to like follow the esports scene, to make jokes or to connect with your fans, because most of them will be following the esports scene. So yeah, as a content creator, I feel like you should follow the scene just for like knowing what's happening around the world.
See, now I think people like Sentinels are taking it way too far, where they only focus on the content and they don't actually play well.
0 days since we've roasted Sentinels for being a content creation org. 0 days.
You gotta say it every episode.
It's almost every episode. So it's tradition at this point.
Somehow they get franchised and not Optic, who is
I heckin' love tens.
How does Optic not get franchised?
Apparently, it's just because like a lot of connections with Riot. So how Riot looks at it, it's like if your team is good, do you have a good relationship with Riot? Is your team doing well? And like,
Do they make money?
Are you making money? Are you making us money? Essentially, that's how it works. So apparently, I don't know.
Maybe
if Optic,
Sentinels is like, maybe they knew about franchising way before, so that's why they only do content now.
to be fair, I mean, before Valorant, Sentinels were like mostly known as like an Apex team or like a Fortnite team.
They were known for Booga.
Yeah, Bugo, that was Fortnite, and then like a little bit of Apex. I think that's really what they were known for. But then Valorant came in, they bought Tens, they got Sinatra.
Oh, that was
Austin.
definitely
Yeah, like
Buying Tens.
Valorant made them.
And I also think, like, I guess it makes sense that they get franchised because Riot literally gave them every single last chance to get into whatever tournament.
Yeah.
Even if they lost, they were in LCQ like every time they fucking had it.
Yeah.
Like at the last minute they got added to all that shit. Like every time it's like Riot wants them around,
Yeah.
even if they're not good.
And also,
Which-
it's a Tens effect. I mean, let's be serious. Like, it's not like a bad thing. I'm not saying Tens is a
I
bad
wish
person.
like a better team had tens.
Yeah. We're just gonna go on a tangent. I'm just roasting them.
Bro.
Don't get me wrong. I fucking love the Sentinels social media team. They're amazing. I actually love what they do. They just roast the shit out of everybody, and it's amazing. But it's just like you have to admit that Tens definitely has a factor into it. A lot of people said they don't, but it is a factor. He's the biggest Valorant name in Valorant. He is easily the biggest name in Valorant. His name brings money, viewership, everything. So it's interesting that like people are saying it's like, oh, it's not really him, but I'm like, he's the big factor. Of course he is. Of course, I mean, they have their own thing. I mean, maybe Sinatra's thing would have like hindered it, but let's be serious, that's like a whole other story, a whole other issue with it regarding Valorant. But I mean, how do you think the Valorant like game as a whole? How do you think the state of it has been? As like for you, I mean, of course, you talk about ranked enough, but how do you think like Valorant as a whole has been?
I've been playing like on and off since beta, and I think it's gone really well so far with the balancing. I mean, obviously we still have Chamber, but other than that, I feel like previously, like as of last year even, there were only like 1 or 2 comps you can run on each map for pro level that were like viable at all. And now it's like you have like Raze on Ascent and Haven were almost unheard of in like a year ago. Like if you played Raze on those maps, you would be like called a thrower. And now we have like Fade and then Raze nade combos, with like what's it called? With Chamber like being like a Sentinel. We have less like Sentinel setup meta. So like it's more of like taking actual space with your body. So I feel like that's an interesting. And with that being added, you have to use more utility to clear people out. So more utility is like being used as combination. So I feel like that's make the game more interesting and more strategical. I like that a lot instead of just pressing X as jet and then updrafting, dashing 4 times and then right clicking everyone and getting all your knives back.
Yeah.
I feel like the game is much more healthy and much more like there's more fluidity to it. Yeah.
Minus ranked, of course. Minus ranked.
Oh yeah, minus ranked. Fuck ranked. Ranked will always be garbage.
So like, I mean, everyone always complains about ranked, but like, what would you do to help better the experience when it comes to ranked? For example, everyone's like, oh, these guys like don't use mics. They're toxic. They're just boosted. But like, how would you, if you were Riot or if you were a president of Riot and you were in charge of fixing ranked competitively, how would you go about fixing it? That you think would be, all right, this is reasonable.
So for this toxicity part, I don't really experience much toxicity. But if I do, like I just report and either mute them or just ignore them. So I feel like Riot should incorporate a system like Overwatch has where there's like a reputation system. So like if your reputation is like really bad, like it's repeated offenses, then you either should just not be able to play ranked for a little bit or you just get less RR. There should be an incentive to like actually play ranked and want to win, because there are so many people who are like, oh, I don't care, it's just ranked, like whatever. Like you are on a tier 5 team, nobody has heard of you, you don't even have a VLR, you're like Diamond 3 and you're bragging about your team, whatever. No one cares. It's just ranked, you say, but you can't even like win. And so there's so many throwers and people who don't care. There should be more of an incentive to win and like actually use your utility. And as for like the mic thing, like there are people who don't talk for various reasons, and that's understandable. But I do feel like it should be more encouraged somehow. I don't have a really situation. I don't have a solution for it. It should just be encouraged to like use your mic more.
Should almost have something similar to like League, because they have the honor system.
Yeah. Where you can honor your teammate at the end of the game.
Yeah. I feel
so like good
could
comms, good energy, good vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like they shouldn't add something to like make it. I mean, you should, of course, the report system already makes like flags your account, be like, yo, this person's kind of toxic. Like this out of the like 3 out of the last 5 games you've been reported for being toxic. Like there's something wrong. But I feel like they should be like saying like, hey, this person was a great teammate or he was great comms or like something like that, of course, because then they should put everyone in like their own separate lobby. I feel like maybe like, hey, who's ever like good, like for example, if you're like, I don't know, if you have like over 100 honors or like 100, I don't know, like positive notes on your account, you should be put in your own server, like you're on a different server compared to everyone else. To be fair, I'd rather have that and be in a longer queue time than be in a game and know that like I'm not gonna get a person with a mic. They're gonna be toxic, or they're only gonna calm when they're flaming you. Like,
Yes.
I feel like that because not only that, it's because like I mean, League there's no mic, so it doesn't really matter. Like there's toxicity, you could just mute them, play your own game, boom, that's all right, fine. But like this, there's like a mic and there's like a system. Like there's a lot more on the line in Valorant, and it kind of sucks because I mean I came from CS:GO and like. Even like there, like we'd be down. Like if you're down like 4 rounds in Valorant, everyone's like, "All right, that's a FF. We're done." Or, like mental is down. But like, I feel like in any other game, if you're down, it always feels like, "Oh, okay, you know, it's still winnable." I feel like everyone's mental is down. It's like, then why are you queuing up rank? You just queued up rank to waste 40 minutes of someone's time that actually wants to play the game. And I feel like that's slowly pushing everyone away. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone's still going to come back and play ranked. Everyone's going to be like, oh, I hate ranked, but they'll come back tomorrow and play
Valorant
4
is
games.
another addictive game. Another Riot Games addiction.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, everyone says they should add champions queue like they have in League. They just finally added that, like their own super server for people who are actually like high ranked. But like, yeah, minus that. But I'm like, what about the people that still want to try to climb that's stuck with these people that are always toxic? Like, what are we supposed to do about it? And I feel like Riot should try to do something about it. I feel like that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what else would be best for it. If you have any better ideas.
It also does suck as like an IGL, especially in ranked, where I don't get any like bonus points for literally making all the comms and like saying, okay, we're gonna hit this, we're gonna go this, this, and that, because no one wants to talk. So if we're not on the same page, we're never gonna win. And like IGLing while fragging is very hard. And most of the time I'm entering as KO because we can't even get past like the barrier. So like I'm entering, calming for everyone, IGLing,
The team's
planting the
therapist.
bomb. Yeah, making sure fucking 2 crybabies don't pull each other's heads out. And
Make 'em
like
lunch.
Make them lunch, take them to school, pick them up,
tuck
help
'em
them
into bed.
help them read them a
Yeah.
bedtime story.
sing a lullaby, go to work, go to my second job, come back, drop them back off at school. And then I get 17 RR because my fucking baiting ass Reyna, who looks mid every round, has 35 kills in triple overtime. And he gets 25 RR for that.
Katie,
I just feel like it's ridiculous
you
how
gotta
people
love-
play
yeah.
only for KD. Like
Yeah,
yesterday,
that's
we lost CT every time because my Reyna would not stop peeking past the chamber trip. I was like, Reyna, we have a chamber trip. You know what that is for? It's so the enemies will trigger it and you don't have to look at it. He goes, no, I'm good. White Swings dies 7 rounds in a row and I have to cover him. So like,
He's another
it's
meat shield.
ridiculous.
He's a meat shield at that
not
point.
even. He's just.
He's a walking ult orb.
I've never heard that one. I like that.
A walking ult orb. Because I mean, speaking of which, I mean, just him picking Reyna as a whole should be a bad thing. I feel like they should
yeah.
definitely add a ban system to this game.
I wish Reyna wasn't in the game.
I feel like
They
Reyna
should
is
break. Who said
useless.
that? They should break Reyna and then remove her from the game to fix her, but just don't bring her back.
Just be like, we don't have any resources. Just like I
No, we don't have enough resources to bring her back.
like
You know
we
what,
were-
Riot? That's fair.
Be like, we don't have the resources. The same 4 people with rocks in their head have been playing Reyna for the past 6 months, so we don't know how to fix her. We're taking her out.
They should definitely add the cast system then. I mean, I don't know. Well, of course, we don't know how, but they should. They should have the resources. They're a
It's
billion-dollar
not
company.
even hard to add the cast system. It's a percentage, and all you have to do is do one thing around.
Yeah.
One
Cast
thing.
is literally calculated in Tracker. If you go to Tracker and look at your
Yeah.
agents, you can see your cast. So why doesn't the fucking game developer have it? It's in the API.
Remove ACS or like highlight cast and then make ACS like a meaningless thing. Because like I mean everyone's like, for example, if you look at pro play, everyone's like, oh, look at Ye, he has a 300 ACS rate, and they'd be like, oh yeah, because he's chamber, I should play chamber now. It's like, no, bro, because he like I mean he does
No, it's
other
because
things.
he's a god, and you're silver, or you're gold too.
Yeah, it's like you're not him. You're not that guy. Like, stop. You're not that guy. So, I mean, Riot has a lot of growing to do because unlike League, they have 200 years experience over there. They don't have 200 years of experience here. So, they're definitely.
I don't know, bro.
It's like 50
someone
years combined.
they only have 50 years. They only have like
They got a quarter of the
of the
reason.
time.
yeah,
Quarter
yeah.
of the
And then
time.
they're making a fighting game. Oh god, can't wait for that
They're
to come
making a
out.
fighting game.
They're making a League of Legends fighting game.
Yeah, it's a fighting game, but the characters are League of Legends characters.
Isn't that just TFT? But like
No.
Super
It, like,
Smash Bros.
like you ever play, I don't know, like Mortal
Multiverses?
Kombat or like Tekken or
Yeah, have you ever
something
played like
that?
Tekken, like Dragon Ball
No.
Fighters, like Street Fighters? Have you ever played anything? They're making something like that, but in League.
But it's
So-
That's
League.
ridiculous.
But it's League, so
It's gonna be really fun.
so they're gonna have like 10 years of experience there. So that game is gonna be fucked for a little bit. So that's gonna be fun to see.
I want them to like tweet out something ridiculous like we have 30 years of experience on this team on this game.
I don't think so. Was it like them? It was like one developer that tweeted it out, and they just like fucked up their PR. And it's like,
Yeah,
thanks, dude.
yeah. When Aphelios came out in League, he was busted, and then one of the devs said that, and then everyone ripped him apart.
I think like coming into work the next day, everyone just gave. He probably got so many fucking dirty looks. It's like, dude,
Why would you say that,
just
bro?
shut the fuck up and make the game. Don't need to talk and tweet. But I can imagine. Oh, I love Riot and hate Riot, but we love Riot and hate them.
Did you know that Twitch just banned gambling
What?
Really?
No shot.
like 30
They
minutes
just
ago?
did?
Wait, right now?
30 minutes ago.
What the fuck?
We're
Wait.
making a policy update on October 18th to prohibit streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the U.S. or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection.
Wait, hold on.
Like,
This is
they're
live.
banning a lot
Holy
of them.
shit.
They're banning
Live
a lot
news.
Of the major ones.
Live news here at
Breaking news.
like September 20th. Holy shit, we'll be updating our policy on October 18th to prohibit
month.
streaming gambling sites including slots, roulette, and dice gaming. So,
She
I mean,
literally just read that.
holy shit. Yeah, you read that, but holy shit. Wait, does that mean I can bet on CS:GO skins then?
I think so.
It's not dice or roulette. Wait, no,
Sports
there is-
betting, fantasy sports, and poker. I think video games count under fantasy sports.
Shit. No, fantasy sports, but like I'm not
That's
betting on
allowed. That's
teams.
allowed.
So skins are allowed.
Yeah.
Well, but that's on Valve because Valve doesn't condone that.
Well, they don't condone
Valve
that, but they're
doesn't
not going to
condone
tell you, hey,
anything.
just stop. They're just telling you, like, we don't support it, but do whatever the fuck you want. I think.
Valve doesn't even support their own game.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if you saw, but like, I don't know if you remember, but like, I remember like CS:GO before Valorant, like they barely updated their game. I mean, they dropped a new operation, which is like a new case, and they just rotated the maps pool. But that's
I never
literally it.
played
Valorant
CS.
came out and it was like update.
It's like I
update.
felt like every other week was like, oh shit, wait, what is another update? Wait, you tweaked a gun that was broken for 4 months? Hold up, wait, what?
Not for years. They
Yeah.
like fixed like the M4 or something. And
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
fixed the M4, which
You
like
changed how the meta works after a decade.
it's like they saw it's like, oh wait, Valorant actually can compete with us. Let's change the whole game. So it's I mean, what are your opinion on that when it comes to like another competitor coming in and then like for example, I mean CS:GO was like a GOAT for like all of so many years. Then Valorant comes in and then like takes a lot of the spotlight. Do you think that's like good for competition?
For pro play?
I mean for overall
Or like
players, ranked, content creation, pro play, all that.
I do think it's healthy to have a competition because like if you're on top of the world and no one's like challenging you, you're not gonna be better. You're not gonna develop. So I feel like CS:GO has really just like taken a hit because they're slow. They were probably slacking, thinking like, oh, we're the best FPS, tech FPS game out there. No one's gonna beat us for like 10 years. And then Riot just releases Project A, where shooting matters and precise gunplay.
We're gonna be 5 years down the line, and we're still gonna be making that up. God, I bet whoever like made that script is like, yeah, this is gonna age well.
This is the one.
No, this is gonna be crazy.
Now the guy who wrote that script, they gave it to like a higher up at Riot, and they're like, "Yes,
Great job, man. Great job.
and then they tweeted it, and the Riot devs are like,
Oh shit, we fucked up here.
all right, the intern wrote that. That wasn't us."
I love it because I think like another developer. I mean, they already disputed this, but I remember like when the developer was like, "Oh yeah, abilities don't kill. Why does every Asian ability kills that?"
They said that, and
And then we have Raze.
maybe at that point, besides what I mean, Ray's nade was. There were two of them.
There was two
Remember?
nades.
There were two of them
Yep.
when the
then
game came out.
And then her ultimate wasn't broken. It was
her
actually
ult-
fixed.
And her ultimate was a one-shot kill. Okay, and then Sova had his ult and his shock bolts.
Yeah, and that was just
So-
the base game.
And they said that was before they added anything crazy.
So
No,
That was before
abilities
Chamber.
don't kill. Literal grenades are being thrown. What are you talking about?
you can't count on Riot to make a balanced game, but you could definitely count on Riot to make it entertaining at least. They will always be on a headline. You can always count on them. I mean, which is again, any PR is good PR to them. I feel like so. It's
Riot
always,
is just good at making drugs. Like, you know it's bad. You know it's bad for you, but you keep playing it and you keep buying their shit.
Yeah.
it's addicting. I mean,
And
look
then
at
you're
him.
like, why do I play this game? And then you're like, oh fuck, a new Vandal skin just dropped. There goes my paycheck.
I mean, look at him. Like, you started playing League like 4 months ago, and you're addicted.
I started
now.
playing League a year and a half ago. Okay.
And look at
let's
you.
relax.
Oh my God.
Look at you.
That's not a flex, is it?
I don't know.
I would personally never like be proud of playing League.
I don't know. Honestly, I like playing League more than I like playing Valorant.
Hot take.
It makes me less angry than Valorant does.
Remember, he told me he was like, I'm tired of going to bed angry. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm tired of going to bed
yeah.
angry.
Yep.
And like Valorant isn't any better. And I can't wait for the fighting game. Let's see how that turns out. Because me and him,
That's
we're
gonna
like,
be a
Gonna make me
mockery.
angry.
me and him, we're like, we love fighting games. Like we've played Smash, we've played like Guilty Gear, we've played like all these fighting games. Like we love it. I feel like fighting games like rarely ever make me mad. So like it's gonna be interesting when you add Riot, it's gonna make a fighting game. So they'll have like
And it's going to be addictive.
yeah, it's gonna be addictive, 100%. They're gonna find a way to make like it addictive.
Do you think Riot like puts nicotine in their games?
I feel like every time you like launch the game, like nicotine just comes through your computer and like
Just,
out
like,
your
tries to-
fans.
It's like
it
a
just like
mist.
slide, yeah, it like just float.
You're like,
We got them, boys. it's like, hey, we don't promote drugs, but but like, it's like, oh wait, we're not selling drugs, but like they'll make this game, or actually, I feel like developers are on drugs, but they're on so much drugs that while they're making it, it seeps through the game code, and then it codes through you, and then it goes inside your veins. So we cracked how Riot gets you addicted to games. But then we'll have like NPCs in our games, and I'm like, how are you a real person? So they're creating bots also
yeah,
on
they
top
got to
of
fill
giving
the
you
servers somehow.
yeah. Like they say, like they made 14 million people monthly in last year. Yeah, half that shit was bots, 100%.
NPC, literal NPCs.
Physical NPCs. I don't know how. Props to them. I don't know how they made the netcode to make these NPCs so like live.
Lifelike.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway.
But they still don't have the resources to buff Reyna.
Oh yeah, no, they don't have the resources.
No.
Not enough
Only
resources.
50
yet.
years.
God, Riot. Oh my God, they just know how to keep us on our toes. That's all I can say. They're content filled, of course.
Yeah, that's why they signed Sentinels.
Oh yeah, for a sec. I mean, let's be serious.
Doesn't matter if they win anything. People are still going to watch them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heckin' love tens.
I'm pretty sure most people watch Sentinels to watch them lose nowadays.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
We take that.
I mean, look at when they brought Shroud in. God, the viewership skyrocketed when they had Shroud for like a month. So that was great. Of course, they'd love that. But I mean, it's interesting with seeing franchising. But I mean, last question before we wrap it up things. What is your overall opinion on the franchising scene? Do you agree it, disagree it? Like, what are your opinions on it?
It's gonna hurt a lot of people, but the people that do get franchised, their lives are gonna be much better, which is kind of like a
Double-edged.
50-50.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Thanos moment where you roll the dice and like you either die or you just don't. I'm excited to see all the teams compete. I've been a Sentinels fan since like 2 years ago, so like, yeah, I'm glad to see them make it.
Nice.
You can definitely tell their marketing team is great. You gotta love.
Oh yeah, no, I love Sentinels marketing. They're
Yeah.
genius.
It's like they actually shitpost. Like it's good shitpost. I love it.
Quality shitpost.
Yeah, it's
They make
quality
fun
shit.
of their own losses. Like most teams will be like, GG's to team 1-2-3. We played hard.
Yeah.
We lost 0-2. And then Sentinels is like, oh fuck you guys.
It's like we lost Keck W. Guys, don't worry. We're lower brackets
we
here.
threw for the
Copium.
content.
Yeah.
We
Lower
threw for
bracket
the
run
content.
Copium. Oh, of course. But we do have our traditional questions that we love to ask.
well, we asked it last
boba.
time, but have you gotten boba
No.
since the last time?
But
Okay,
God,
actually,
it's been like
yesterday-
2 weeks, 3 weeks
okay.
most.
Okay, yesterday I was at work and I got a call from a friend, so I went around the back. I was like, "What? What do you want? Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, do you want to go get boba?" I was like, "I'm at work. Maybe later."
Oh,
So like, I had the opportunity, but I couldn't.
unlucky.
Okay, but if you had a drink that you would like to get, what's your boba order? Let's go to. What's your go-to boba order? If you tried at least.
I feel like I'd be very basic and just get something simple, like I don't
Taro
know,
milk tea.
taro milk tea.
Yeah, don't worry.
and
Everyone goes. It's
tapioca.
it's the basic one. Don't worry.
I get
Yeah.
the taro milk every once in a while.
Yeah, it used to be. addicted
I don't
to
think I
all-
would like milk. I don't think I like matcha. That's like the one thing I would.
Have you ever had it before?
Matcha like tea?
Yeah.
Not boba tea, but I've had matcha tea.
Yeah.
So do you like the tea, like the matcha tea, at all?
I don't like matcha.
Ah, okay. Then I don't think so. It would correlate to you having boba because everyone that tries boba, it's either like I really love it or I really hate it.
Because it's like 95% sugar and then 3% milk.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
2% balls. And who
I like
doesn't love
balls.
balls? in
Yeah,
their
balls are
mouth?
nice. I like the balls.
Balls feel good in my mouth.
This is such a scuffed podcast. I love it. We embrace we embrace the scuffness of our podcast. But it was nice having you. Appreciate it. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you for
on.
having me again.
Let's hope the audio and the video don't corrupt this time, and we can actually fucking post it. We don't have to have you on for a third time. But appreciate you making the time for us. I know you're
Thank
super
you,
busy.
guys.
Appreciate it. So if you ever want to, if you have anything coming up, do you have any social medias you want to post? You want to promote anything? You're more than welcome to right now if you'd like.
At Don Moore on all socials except for OnlyFans. Actually, I have the handle. I still
You have the handle for OnlyFans?
On
No
my
shot.
18th birthday, on my 18th birthday, I started an account. I'm not gonna post anything, but I just wanted it.
It's just there. It's just
Yeah.
I was about to say, what do you post, like Valorant montages?
on the OnlyFans.
No. I did ask. Like, I was like, before my 18th birthday, I was like, should I post on my OnlyFans? And like, so many people were like, what? I was like, no, like Valorant clips. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valorant.
Yeah, valid clips. It's like you used to go on OnlyFans, see like girls with nudes, all that sex tapes, and then you see like,
like
Dawn
Valorant
Valerie
Ace.
Clutch
Sunny
1v5. How to clutch as Rays 1v5, and then it's like a montage.
Roomba lineup.
You get the top 1% of OnlyFans of being a Valorant montage. That's how you really blow up. God, I love
Yeah.
Valorant. But again, thank you for coming on.
Thank
Love you guys. Hope you have had a wonderful episode. All right, guys. Peace
Bye-bye.
out. Love you.